Hello everyone, I'm Professor Kaleem, presently teaching English language, literature and linguistics at Government Postgraduate Islamia College, Gujranwala. In this video, I'm going to discuss a grammatical aspect which is called agreement. Agreement is actually a relationship between the subject of the sentence and the verb of the sentence. So remember, in an English sentence, there must be a sound agreement between the subject and the verb. For this, we'll have to remember some important aspects which are the requirements for the agreement. Suppose in a sentence, if we are using such kind of nouns, like if you have a singular noun or you have an uncountable noun, and if you have he, she, it as subjects of the sentence, then we'll always remember after these three types of subjects, we'll always use a singular verb. So this is the first requirement. If you are going to use such subjects in your sentence, then remember you will always make use of a singular verb after these three types of the subjects. If you are having a singular noun as a subject of the sentence, if you are having an uncountable noun as the subject of the sentence, or if you are having he, she, it as the subjects of the sentence, then you will always make use of a singular verb after these subjects. For singular noun, I can give an example. The door is open. So here, door is a singular subject, and for this singular subject I am using a singular verb is. Similarly, for an uncountable noun, I can write soup is very tasty. So here, soup as a subject is an uncountable noun, and for this uncountable noun I am once again using this singular verb. And then the third example is from these three subjects, like I can say he plays cricket. So here he is a singular subject, and for this singular subject I am using this verb which is actually taking s after the base form of play, and in this way it becomes a singular verb. As we know, in present simple or in present indefinite tense, we will always use s or es after the first form or the base form for the singular subjects. So this is why it is also a singular verb, that is plays, and it is for the singular subject. Now we will discuss another aspect. There can be a situation in which you will be using such type of sentences in which you can use plural nouns. You can also use they as a subject, and then another thing, that is nouns joined by and. So you can have two or more than two nouns in a sentence as the subject of the sentence, and for those nouns we use and after the second last noun of the sentence. In this situation where we use two or more than two nouns in a sentence as a subject, at that time we'll use and before the last noun in that sentence. For all these three types of subjects, we'll always make use of a plural verb. The verb will be plural in this situation. Now we can give examples for first type of subject. We can give example: balls are on the table. So here this word balls is a plural noun, and it is now being used as the subject of this sentence, and for this subject we are now making use of this plural verb which is are. So here now we have a proper agreement between the subject and the verb of this sentence. The second example, for they, we can write they are in the ground. So here after this subject which is they, we are using once again a plural verb, and there is also a proper agreement between this subject they and the plural verb are. And then the last example for this kind of subject, we can say Ali, Musa, Isa and Ibrahim are playing cricket. So, this is the subject of the sentence, and for this kind of subject in which we are having nouns joined by and, we are using once again the plural verb are. So there is also a proper agreement between the subject and the verb of this sentence. That's all for now.